Dogs are ever so full of surprises. You think they're gonna do one thing and then they do the next. But most people are entertained each and every time they do something out of the ordinary. Whether they save the day or are stealing someone's lunch, dogs are animals we've always loved to keep an eye on. Some of the instances in this video are so crazy that if they weren't caught on camera, you probably wouldn't even believe they happened in the first place. Here are 10 dog moments you need to see to believe. Dog saves the deer. Storm, the golden retriever, is out on a rescue mission. Seeing a small fawn struggling for his life, he rushed out into the waters to save it. As he swims back to the shore, his owner cheers him on. When the small deer is brought back to land, it is absolutely exhausted. Storm keeps him company while he regains his energy. Golden retriever? More like golden heart. Dogs must have a thing for deers because in this next clip, another dog played lifeguard for the day near another lake. Just for this instance, the owner actually had no clue where his dog had gone. He searched the area for close to an hour to realize that his puppy was out saving lives. He noticed the fawn out in the water and wasn't sure how it got out there in the first place, but that wasn't important to his dog Harley. He thought the scenario was so heartwarming, he had to post it to social media. His post went viral. Looks like Harley was superhero for the day and superstar at night. Dog saves the fishes. Sometimes we feel like we just don't give dogs enough credit. They almost always seem to know when something is wrong, even when encountering sea creatures like fish. This feature doesn't just show one pup, but multiple, looking out for the fishes in need. In our first clip, a fisherman happened to catch a fish. Happy with his catch, he places the fish in a nearby bowl. The dog, however, is not so happy. He sees a fish in need, so he lends a paw by nudging him back into the waters where he came from. The fish luckily gets to live another day. But the man unfortunately loses his dinner and takes his frustrations out on the puppy who let his hard work go to waste. It doesn't stop here. Footage of dogs helping out the fishes have been seen all over the world. All kinds of fishes in just about every location you can think of. Indoors, outdoors, wherever there's a fish in need, a puppy has got your back. Dogs are pretty dang awesome, aren't they? Adam the Pug. Residing in Toronto, Canada, is Adam the Pug. He's pretty adorable just like most other pugs, but Adam has something phenomenal up his sleeve that separates him from the rest of his puppy brethren. Wait until you see this. Yup, he's driving all right. And it doesn't just stop there. Adam has been placed behind the wheels of tractors, motorboats, and even tanks. Definitely not your ordinary pug. And his driving skills definitely didn't go unnoticed. As his driving skills were seen, the internet was blown away and he amassed many fans. Adam was first placed behind the wheel after an unfortunate event happened when he sadly was attacked by another dog in his younger years, causing damage to his ear. His owners wanted to take his mind off of things, so one day they decided they wanted to give him some extra attention by creating a fan page showcasing what he does best on social media, which is driving just about anything. French Bulldog vs. the Bears. Man's best friend is at it again. A couple of bears made their way onto a property in California. As to what they were doing, we can't be sure. Most likely looking for food, but hey, we're not bears and we can't read their minds, so who knows? All we know is this French Bulldog wasn't having it. Our little friend, who probably weighs no more than 20 pounds, decided to let these two large bears know they're not welcome at his house. You must be thinking this little dog must have a death wish, but the bears didn't even attempt to pick a fight with their tiny competitor. Jules, the French Bulldog, chased these bears right off the property and they ran away like frightened kittens. It's great to know that regardless of what the odds look like, this puppy is prepared to defend who they love. Now that's what we call companionship. Solo dog. It sure can be a lot of work making sure your pup gets the proper exercise it needs every day, and can be quite time-consuming, or expensive if you prefer to hire someone else to take care of it. But what if your dog could handle everything by themselves? Meet Eclipse, the dog who's got herself covered. Think we're joking? Take a look for yourself. Every day, Eclipse walks herself to the nearby bus station and boards it in order to get to a popular dog park in downtown Seattle. Speaking of popular, many local bus riders have become huge fans of Eclipse, as they applaud her every time she boards the bus. If you were wondering how she pays, well, because last time we checked, dogs can't carry cash or coins with their paws, there's actually a bus pass attached to her harness. Then she finds a seat in the bus where she's greeted by friendly faces just about every time. As the bus takes off, she waits until she's at the nearest stop and heads for her favorite park. She walks and enjoys the day while it's sunny out, and then heads back home all by herself before sundown. Eclipse's owner said this all began one day while waiting for the bus stop. She impatiently just decided to leave on her own, then made her way back home. The owner gets regular calls from people who claim to have found his dog walking alone, and he stops them from talking and informs them that Eclipse has got it all handled. Talk about convenient. Tiny dog takes on lions. We witnessed a small French bulldog fearlessly protect his owner's property earlier, but in this case, the dog seems to be the one trespassing, as he is the one inside a lion's pen. And if that wasn't bad enough, he's eating their lunch in their very own space. While the lions aren't fully grown, they don't intend to just sit back and allow their food to be eaten by a stranger, especially one that's a quarter of their own size. So as they had enough of watching their food get chowed down on, they started moving closer to the dog. As they did, the dog lunged out at each and every one of them, fending them off as he was just as hungry and didn't feel like sharing. Visitors of the zoo were quite surprised and worried at the same time, as they weren't sure how the dog even entered the pen to begin with. Whatever happened to my house, my rules? Guess that's not the case with this little guy. Dog saves monkey. This monkey, sadly, was struggling inside of a tight spot of a log for a long time. The monkey is doing just about everything in its power to escape, but no dice. A puppy, seeing the monkey in need, rushes to the scene. With great effort, the puppy is able to pull the monkey out of the hole. The monkey eagerly runs to nearby trees, excited to be free. The monkey and the dog play together afterwards. Dogs continue to prove they have emotions just like humans, just about every day. Last minute save. Here we have a similar situation of a dog noticing a friend in danger. One cold day out, a lady decided to go out on a drive. Her two dogs were wandering about as she didn't really notice how close they were to her car. She had a Chihuahua and a Border Collie. The Border Collie, being pretty far away from the area, made him safe. However, the Chihuahua found himself walking dead in the way of the large SUV as it backed away. The Chihuahua's brother, seeing the situation, was not going to let his brother be flattened. As the car backs closer to the little Chihuahua, the Border sprints over and snatches the dog from harm's way before it was too late. A few more feet, and our friend would have been toast. Freezing kitten. During a freezing winter evening, a dog noticed a cat that was freezing to death. With its natural instincts knowing that something was wrong, it went over to the cat and grabbed a hold of it with its mouth. It started to drag the cat through the snow, which sounds harsh at first, but a puppy's gotta do what a puppy's gotta do to save the day. He rushes through the snow with the cold cat, as he realizes time is not of the essence. He makes his way back to his doghouse and begins cuddling with the kitten to warm it back up, saving it from a freezing cold fate. Sometimes cats and dogs just don't get along, but that always doesn't have to be the case. This seems to be the popular thing for dogs because we have another clip of a puppy saving another cat from drowning in water. As you can see, at first the cat doesn't know what's going on, as it's seen trying to repel the dog by scratching it. Little does he know that the puppy is actually its friend that's here for his aid and not his demise. So because the cat won't cooperate, the puppy jumps in the water and positions himself to get the cat out of the water using his back. Sometimes dogs are just too good to be true. Puppies versus the snake. Two small puppies are hanging out outside of their residence where their owners left them when an intruder arrives. Their natural instincts tell them their new visitor is up to no good. So as he eases his way closer to the entrance to the house, they're not having it. They engage in battle and start biting and pulling the snake away from the home. We can see many toddlers' toys and appliances nearby, which means there's likely a baby indoors. And these puppies are going through the greatest lengths to protect them. The snake isn't a pushover during this fight as it attempts to bite the puppies many times. The puppies are quick and agile and dodge many of the bites, but sadly, they couldn't dodge them all. During their fight, they exchanged many blows or bites in this case, and the snake was finally defeated. While the baby is safe, one of the puppy warriors turned out to be a fallen hero. When the puppy was bitten, the venom was too much for it to handle. This poor puppy paid the ultimate price for its family's safety.